Hi guys, so today what I'm going to be doing is making a new boot floor panel for an Aston Martin V8. The boot floor itself is really bad. Half of it's all right, but by the time I've lined up all the swage lines in it and put a weld through it, it's not going to look great. So I've decided to make a complete new floor panel. And to start off, what I'm going to do is draw it up on the computer and cut it out on the plasma cutter. There you go. It's all loaded up. So, with the plasma cutter, what you've got is an arc going through with pressurised air, and that creates the plasma which cuts the steel. Once that process happens, it leaves a load of dross on the outside edge. So I'm going to whip round it with a grinder and just clean up all the edges before I start marking it up. Right, okay, so I've got it all cleaned up now, and the boot floor of the Aston has 9 swage lines through it. So what I've done today is I've made up some tooling to go in the trunk, which I'm going to show you a bit later. But first I need to mark out where all these swages are going to go. Okay, so I've got the floor pan plasma cut out, cleaned up, and I've marked all the lines where I need to put the swages in. And to do that, I'm going to use this massive piece of kit, and this is a Trump metal worker. So what it does is it's a reciprocating hammer, basically, and you can change the tooling in here, and you can have different shapes, different sizes, different profiles. It's capable of doing up to 3mm steel. You can joggle, you can swage, you can cut louvers into it. You can even shear steel. So if you don't have a guillotine, you can use this to cut straight lines on. It's got this guide here. So if you're doing large panels like this and doing loads of swage lines in panels or flanging or anything, you can just run it on these tracks and get it dead straight. Also, it has these little backstops as well. So if you're doing them all one set length like we are doing here, you can line it up perfectly and you've got a little backstop, so you can just rinse, repeat, move it over and carry on. Yeah, so I'm just going to get this one set up, get it all lined up, and then we'll start running it through. Turn her on, give it some grease, and just lower it down. There you go. Okay, so that was just the first pass. So with this handle here, I can lower the top die and I can dictate how deep the swage line is in the panel. So I've just done the first pass to see how the tool is acting on the steel, and I can see that it's tipping it up here. So I'm not fully crushing the steel. So I'm going to turn the speed up a bit faster so we can get rid of these little score lines in here, and move a little bit slower, and move the top die a bit lower down so we can squash it into the right shape. So it's going to get very shaky and very loud, which is much better. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Okay, so we've done our first one, and now we've got our backstop set. I just need to adjust it for this one because there's a diagonal here. But all I need to do now is just move it over 75mm each time to do the rest of them. That's that done. My eyeballs have gone all fuzzy now from all the vibrations. But they're all in now. They're all perfectly lined up. I've just got to clean it up now, finish off these edges, straighten the panel up. I'm not too worried that it's bowing like that because I've got to put folds in it which will hold it straight. There's the underside. You can just see the markings of the tooling where it's gone across it. I'm just giving it a little clean. Getting all the grease off it. Just a bit more on the tooling on the trump. So you'll have a lower die which is fixed, and you've got your upper die which is on the reciprocating side. So you can adjust in here, you can adjust your stroke length. Very handy. So you can decide how deep your joggle or your step is on your panel. So this is a lower die. This just bolts in here on this clamp, and then the top one just bolts in on the top. And they come down, and that one beats down and flattens off your panel.